Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series reviews I do for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I think this is going to be really tasty. But we'll get into that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Nerve Pitch shirt. Which, if you're unfamiliar with the band Nerve Pitch, that's probably par for the course. Nerve Pitch were never a huge band. You know, they kind of had a sort of local influence back in the early 2000s. But basically, they were a nu metal band out of Canada, had a little bit of a run, and, you know, kind of faded off as, you know, a lot of those bands eventually did, you know, just life and stuff. But they kind of received a renewed interest several years ago when people started going to upload their music, trying to collect it, and it was realized that, it was realized that a couple of their songs off of their album were simply not available digitally. And because the band was such an obscure band, no one really had a copy of the CD anymore. So this led to a bit of a hunt for like a few years and talking with the members and trying to make this whole thing happen. But thankfully in, I forget if it was late 23 or early 24, one of the members finally went over there, uploaded a remastered copy of the entire album. It's available for free online. And I think it's a cool story, and so a friend of mine who does digital work, I actually had him commission this shirt for me, and I just think it's neat. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I think this is going to be good. I hope this is going to be good. I always hope it's going to be good. Boom! It's from Panera Bread. Happens to be one of their brand new breakfast items. It's been a little bit since I reviewed anything from Panera Bread. This is their sausage CinnaScramble sandwich, which consists of savory sausage, that remains to be seen how savory it is, scrambled egg, American cheese, and then they highlight salt and pepper. They're like, oh, it's sprinkled on. Why do you have to highlight that? You could that doesn't need to be highlighted. Salt and pepper are just things that you kind of assume. But here's the catch of it. It's apparently on a cinnamon roll. Now, I did review an item from Panera Bread a while back, which was similar to this, where basically it was like on a sweetened roll. But this is taking it the full Monty, right? So, you know, this is basically them being like, fuck you, McGriddles, we're doing it, and we're doing it even crazier. Let's find out. Okay. It smells cinnamony. Okay. I mean, it's not too... Yeah, alright. It looks like this. I mean, I've seen more impressive sandwiches, but I've seen worse. So let's get a thing for a thing real quick here. Kind of do it like that, and it'll just be like, gotta get this cinnamon thing. Ha 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 ha. Alright, let's give it a go. I'm not gonna lie, that cinnamon roll is a little bit of a game changer. That's actually really good. I don't know if Panera just offers cinnamon rolls normally or not, because I don't really eat it at Panera Bread all that often, unless I'm doing a review. But I'll say this, if they do and they taste like this, they got some decent cinnamon rolls. That's actually really nice. Now here's the thing though, cinnamon roll, definitely the best part, far and away. It is probably 75% of the flavor. So it's fortunate that, again, it's a good tasting cinnamon roll. It has a nice cinnamon flavor to it. It doesn't feel like they skimped on it. But yeah, I mean, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. because this is a sweet and savory breakfast sandwich, which isn't for everybody. I know some of my viewers have expressed in the past they don't like sweet and savory as a flavor combination. I love sweet and savory. It's genuinely one of my favorite flavor blends to go with. The thing with this one, though, well, the thing with any flavor combination is you want to strike a balance. You gotta, work with the two of them so that there's a nice contrast between the flavors. Contrasting flavors, if you don't know, I'm a big fan of. With this, Zool will love it. The sausage is trying. And it doesn't actually taste like terrible sausage. Like, it actually does have an okay breakfast sausage taste. But amidst the heaviness of the cinnamon roll, it just doesn't have enough oomph. It doesn't have enough girth to it. And it doesn't have the strength to really properly stand out. So, instead of getting like a nice cohesive blend of sweet and savory flavors, mostly what you're getting is a lot of sweetness from the cinnamon, from the roll, and then kind of accents of savory from the egg and from the sausage. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's working for me, but I think it's kind of working for me just because I happen to be a big fan of sweet and savory, but it's definitely not balanced, Maybe if it had an extra sausage patty, maybe that could have gone over there and kind of helped tilt the balance a little bit. But yeah, and the eggs honestly are just, and I do have to mention this because again, they specify on the website salt and pepper, which again, why do you do that? Panera, if you're watching this, I know you're not, but if you are, you can just get rid of that. You can just get rid of the salt and pepper thing, okay? Like, I mean, maybe for allergy reasons or something, I don't know, to be fair, but I don't think you need to consider basic seasoning as a featured thing that you need to bring up. But, yeah, there's no pepper, maybe there's a little salt in there, but yeah, you're definitely not getting much from that. That might have helped out a little bit, to be fair. It might have given it a little something extra. Yeah, I mean, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe on occasion and kinda. Like, it's not as good as I was hoping, but not for the reasons that I kind of thought it might not be. Which is, Panera is, they're not bad. They're a little pricey for what they put out, but, they're not an awful establishment or anything like that. And their food is a little bit hit or miss for me personally. But I have had some really nice things there. I'll credit where it's due. This, for being what it is kind of somewhere in the middle between the stuff that I've had. Like the other sweet breakfast sandwich I had with the brown sugar or whatever it was, I'll be honest, I think that was better because I just think it was a better balanced sandwich. I think this is a good idea. But again, it's like if you're going to go over there, if you're going to put, such a prominent flavor as that cinnamon roll in there, which is nice. Again, that's really the highlight of this whole thing. You got to give it a little bit extra, you got to, because again, otherwise it feels too off balance, It feels like you're mostly just eating a cinnamon roll. So it doesn't get, the proper, the proper blending. But I don't dislike it, It's still tasty and still good. If I'm comparing it against something, though, it is sort of along the lines of, like, basically what McDonald's has with the McGriddle. And I'll be honest, I prefer the McGriddle, because if nothing else, yeah, the, McGriddle is the McGriddle. As much as I like the cinnamon bun in this, at the end of the day, the McGriddle is way more balanced. So, that's where it's losing points for me. But I can maybe grab it again and not be unhappy. If I'm going over there and recommending it, though, kinda. How much do you like a cinnamon roll? And if you like a cinnamon roll that much, why don't you just get a normal cinnamon roll? If you like sweet and savory, I think it's at least worth it. It's at least worth a shot. But I think outside of that, though, it's just, again, as a sandwich, like, it's not bad. I like the idea behind it. If it were just a little bit more, in concert with itself, But, so it's one of those things, if you want to try it, sure, I don't think you'll not enjoy it on some level. Again, as long as you like sweet and savory, you like cinnamon. But yeah, I don't think it's anything you have to jump out and go grab. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You'll have yourselves a truly cinnamon roll-tastic rest of your life. Who doesn't like a cinnamon roll? Some people, to be fair. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your personal take on sweet and savory? Like I said, I have had people comment to the effect that they're like, it's not for me. I can't get down with it. I don't like it. And that's perfectly fair. Everybody's got their own taste, their own way of doing things. Like I said, obviously for me, I really like it. I still remember the first time when I ran into somebody who didn't like it. It was actually my buddy Sam. This was years ago, back when I was probably not even in my 20s yet. And we all went out for, what was it? I think it might have been White Castle, I want to say, or something like that. And the discussion came up, and he was like, yeah, no, I don't really like that. And it blew my mind, because I've always been a big fan. But anyway,